Hey everyone, it's Wildman. I hope you are doing well, and in today's video we are going to be diving into an Animal Crossing horror game called Harvest Festival. I honestly really love these polygon style of PS2 era kind of games, like when we covered Vale Verde a bit ago. I really love that series. The art style was just incredibly nostalgic, and this video style kind of matches that one as well. And yeah, don't forget to check out the merch as well. It went live a couple of days ago. It's pretty cool. You get to support the channel and also have a very cool piece of clothing. And before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment bruh as always, because all these things for some reason do help me out a lot. Also, elephant in the room, I did shave, so no more Robert Downey Jr. allegations. Although I probably will grow it again. But right now I feel very baby girl, very clean. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's get into the video. In this rendition of Animal Crossing called Harvest Festival 64, the game plays out very differently. And while the game starts out the same with arriving at a new town, like in every Animal Crossing game, there is something off about it. The characters all seem to be in some sort of trance when speaking to you, and the gameplay itself feels like there's always someone watching you. The entire game revolves around the town preparing for an incredibly impactful holiday, and it's your job to help with any tasks required to complete the preparations for this fateful day. This particular holiday, however, isn't as innocent as it's being portrayed. The game opens up with the title screen of a game called Harvest Festival 64. In the home screen we have 5 characters, and unfortunately we don't learn the names of any of these villagers, so we will just be referring to them by their color. We have the yellow one, the orange, green, and gray villager. Meanwhile, the character you will be playing is the silver villager. Now, for some reason, we find this incredible fascination with the world of all things horrifying, and if you are a fan of the channel, you know the depths we have gone to find all sorts of mediums that make us feel uneasy. So real quick, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Once Human. It's a totally free to play, not pay to win, which is why I find Once Human to be such a fascinating game, as it takes the horror elements and blends them into this twist on a game like Genshin. One unnerving enemy in the game is the creature Arachasium, known as the weaver and nurturer of the heterospace. It weaves its own huge cobwebs and spawns countless offspring. Those offenders who break into its territory will become bait for breeding offspring. Once Human is completely filled with these horrors and allows you to relive the classic PC gaming experience, but now you can do so on your phone. Imagine being able to play cross-platform with your friends, not only smoothly but wherever you want. If you're into open world games like Genshin Impact, Once Human is perfect. And not only that, but it is set in an unnerving post-apocalyptic world, which is very cool. Whether you're into PvE or PvP, there's thrill in both. Explore unique maps, battle strange monsters, and snag epic loot. You can collect blueprints to craft awesome weapons, gear, and armor, which you are going to need to take on some of these tough boss fights. And yeah, it is way more fun with friends. So if you are into a game with some disturbing enemies like SCPs and Cthulhu in a terrifying post-apocalyptic world, click my link below or scan the QR code now to play Once Human and get 1016 freebies all at once. Oh hello, you must be new here. Don't you worry, you will feel like at home in no time. You don't have a place to stay yet? You can stay at this house right here for now. The previous owner just moved out. What a wonderful coincidence. And you're even more lucky. It's just 4 more days until our big event, our Harvest Festival. We'll have a few things to do, of course. We could use some help. Come back tomorrow and see if either one of us needs help with anything. Thank you so much, and welcome to our town. The game consists of 4 days leading up to the Harvest Festival, which will commence on Friday, and it is your job as the player to wander around the town to see if any of the villagers need help with their preparations for the celebration. Walking around the first area of the game, you will find the first two villagers, the gray and yellow villager. Upon speaking to the yellow one, he will tell you the following, saying, quote, "Oh hello, I'm preparing some pumpkin pies for the Harvest Festival, but I need some more pumpkins. Would you be so kind and bring me some? Thank you so much." With your first task assigned, the player proceeds to pick up 5 of the requested pumpkins, which once delivered to the yellow villager, he thanks you for your service and says, "Now I can make some delicious pies for the Harvest Festival. Don't forget to try them this Friday." Waking up on day 2 leads you to speak with the second villager that's in the first area. However, what's strange is that when you go to the spot where the yellow villager was, they are no longer there. Which in most Animal Crossing games would mean that they're either somewhere else on the map or hiding inside of their home. However, when you try to knock on the door of the house, you simply are unable to go inside, and as we'll see later in the video, this villager is nowhere to be found anywhere on the entire map. They've seemingly just vanished without a trace, almost as if they weren't even there to begin with. Speaking to the gray villager, he tells you, quote, "Hey Greenhorn, I'm busy repairing this bridge, but I'm sure I will be done by tomorrow. In the meanwhile, I want to build a big bonfire for the Harvest Festival. Could you grab me some wooden planks for that? Thanks." And once again, you are tasked with grabbing materials to assist the villager in need. This time, 5 wooden planks. And so far the game hasn't really led to any disturbing glitches and pretty much plays out how any regular Animal Crossing game would, although this time you are fortunately not drowning in debt, but rather helping for a bigger cause, that being the Harvest Festival. "Hey Greenhorn, that's all I need for now. Thanks. Pretty sure the bridge will be repaired by tomorrow. See you at the Harvest Festival." Upon waking up on day 3, the bridge has now been repaired, a promise kept by the gray villager. However, just like the yellow one, neither one of them can be found anywhere on the map. This time we do also get to finally explore the second and third areas of the map. You have this grass section similar to the first, and then a third area which comprises of this sandy beach leading directly to the ocean. And while you are able to swim in the water without anything happening to the character, there is something a bit uneasy about the way the villager swims in the water, as you can pretty much stay submerged underwater for basically an eternity without ever taking damage or drowning. Which I mean isn't really a feature in any of the Animal Crossing games, but at least when you would swim in the water in the newer ones, your villager would eventually have to come up for air, but in this game they kind of just sit there, never having to come up. This ability, however, isn't shared by all of the villagers in the game, as if you go over to the right section of the beach, a villager can be found with their head face down in the water. Their body is bobbing up and down. Who knows how long they've been there or what happened to them. What's also strange about this bobbing villager is that when we go back to the opening menu of the game, there is no purple villager featured in this lineup, and based on what we were told at the beginning of the game, someone did used to live in the house you are now living in. However, the other villagers claim that this villager simply moved away. However, now we have proof that foul play could potentially have been involved. And even if you speak to the villager who's standing basically only a good 20 feet away from the body, they don't acknowledge it whatsoever. Instead, they give you once again another task. Hello, have you seen any of these shiny stones? I love how shiny they are. Can you help me find some more? They're just what I need for the Harvest Festival. Thank you. And instead of being able to find someone to help you retrieve the body and figure out what happened to this villager, all you can do is collect the shiny stones. On this last day before the Harvest Festival, only one villager remains. The yellow, gray, and now orange villager have all but disappeared, leaving you completely alone in the map, your only company being the green villager and the body of the previous owner of the house. Speaking to the green villager, he gives you your final task. Hey yo, I'm still so tired today. Would you mind getting me some more of them mushrooms? I only need like 10 more or something. And I really need them today, because the Harvest Festival is happening tomorrow, you know. A bit of an odd task, as each task thus far has led to a direct outcome in mind. You collect pumpkins for the pies, wood for the bonfire, stones for admiring, but now mushrooms. The green villager refusing to elaborate on their necessities. Other than that, he needs them today. But without much hesitation, the mushrooms are collected. I also did take this opportunity to explore pretty much every nook and cranny of the game, but unfortunately there aren't any hidden areas, at least that I could find. For the longest I was trying to get to the other side of this river, but I don't think that's possible. After collecting the mushrooms and bringing them to the villager, he does tell you this. Yo, thanks That was some good work, right? Now I got everything I need. See you tomorrow at the Harvest Festival. On the day of the Harvest Festival, the entire game changes from what it once was to this dark, grim land. The music is gone, and all you can hear is the stepping of your feet and the sound of something burning in the distance. Approaching the noise of the fire, you're met with the bonfire promised to be built by the gray villager. Around the fire there are two villagers standing, the yellow one and the green villager, both shells of their former selves, appearing in this very grim state. Speaking to the yellow villager, he tells you the following. So happy. Pie Lady helped to sew my belly back together. after we put all these shiny stones in there. Now I can't wait to go swimming. The yellow villager then floats away, and unable to stop or even speak to him, his body floats toward the ocean, where because of the pebbles that were sewn inside of his body, he will sink to the bottom pretty much immediately and never come back. Returning to the pies that are laying on the table, one of the pies does have the head of the orange villager on top of it, though with the baking of the pie, they've been reduced to this charred, burnt appearance. And looking closer at the bonfire, we can also see the head of the gray villager, who after building the bonfire, decided that the finishing touch to his masterpiece would be his own head. Traversing to the rest of the areas doesn't do you any favors either, as no matter what you are doing, you are unable to escape this day and try and make it to the next. The entire island is empty, just like that final day. Only you and the green villager remain now, who after conversing with, tells you Amanita muscaria, which Amanita muscaria is actually a type of mushroom. It's a large white-gilled one, white-spotted and usually red mushroom. The mushroom is also considered a hallucinogen, particularly the Muscaria var muscaria variety. The main psychoactive compounds are muscimol and ibotenic acid, and muscimol being the primary hallucinogenic component. And these were the mushrooms the player was tasked with retrieving, and now the villager is having a trip. After the green villager begins to float away, the music begins once again. However, now that the silver villager is the last one standing, they begin to lose their mind. After witnessing such foul horrors, they can't help but fall into corruption themselves. And after this, the game just crashes. And when you do try booting the game up again, I kind of expected to find a different ending. However, the entire game pretty much plays out the same from start to finish, as the villagers welcome a new villager into their town after getting rid of the last one who decided they didn't want to participate in the festivities. They came after that villager and threw their body into the ocean. However, now they have a willing participant, one that will witness the harvest in its true glory. I am also pretty much under the assumption that this town is a cult dedicated to sacrificing themselves for a greater purpose. However, as to what that purpose is unclear, nor the rituals that go along with it, as each villager met their end in a very different way. The yellow one is stuffed with rocks, sinking themselves to the bottom of the ocean. The orange one is prepared into a pie, the gray one is burned at the stake, and the green one simply floats away after having a trip. And the silver villager falls into complete insanity and out of desperation tries to break free from the game. However, ultimately, their attempt at salvation ends with the game crashing, and rebooting it only sends them into an eternal loop, forced to relive the horrors once again. And yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment bruh, as all these things do help me out a lot. Also, check out the merch, dude. It's super cool. You should check it out. I like it a lot. And I do want to give a huge shout out to all my beautiful channel members, as well as my ultimate tiers, Kareem Ariano and Alejandro from the Tower. If you do want early access to videos, as well as your name right here, it's only $1.99. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you later. Bye. Love ya.